An Entrepreneur's Mindset, Episode 12, Influence. So, I've spent a lot of time talking about how other people's influence affects you, and how who you hang out with can affect who you are and what you do, which is very true, which is why you have to be careful of who you hang out with and who you spend the most time with, because you're a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But we talked about this at church this morning. Who are you as an influencer? How do you influence people? Are you constantly the one trying to get people to go out to parties, judging them for starting a business or a dream? Who are you? So, I'm going to break that down. 1. Do your friends think of you as positive, like influence, or negative influence? If there's anything that you do around your friends that they might think is negative, you gotta change it. For instance, we all hate hanging out with that friend who's constantly complaining about stuff, and yet we'll go and complain. So, try not to complain as much. Try to control how you feel. If you go and hang out with people, try to be as positive as possible. Just be happy. Just be joyful. But at the same time, read the situation. If everybody's kind of like relaxed and calm, don't be like annoyingly happy. Just be like smiling, you know? You don't need to be like super energetic all the time. You can be relaxed and happy. Or if everybody you hang out with is super energetic, be energetic. Try to fit the feel of the room. That means if everybody's kind of just relaxed, don't go in like a bowl in a china shop, the expression goes. Like, if somebody's crying, don't just go and be super energetic. I mean, like, you can comfort them, but, like, understand, you gotta be a little bit laid back, a little more chill. Same thing with, like, caring. Like, me just saying, like, your friend crying, are you the caring person? And this goes even beyond friends. If you see somebody who's clearly upset in public, are you going to go ask them if they're alright? You going to go make sure they're fine? That is the important thing. Say you're hanging out with a group of friends, and then you see somebody who's crying. You could either judge them and laugh at them, which gives a bad influence. You can go up to them, ask them if they're alright, and be that friend for them, and be that support system for them. Try to help them out. In which case, all of your friends are going to respect you a little bit higher. And if they don't, then they're clearly in the bad influence group and you should not be friends with them. That kind of goes into the judgment zone. If you see somebody like walking and they walk funny or they look funny and you start laughing at them, that gives a horrible influence to your friends. They're like, oh, this kid judges people, which is not good. You should not be judging anybody. Doesn't matter what they do. We all make mistakes. I know I've made lots of mistakes in my life. Especially now with my head, I look a little funny too, so I understand that. So there should be no reason for you to make fun of somebody, bully somebody, or anything like that. That doesn't mean you can't, like, tease your friends. Like, we all kind of pick on our friends. I mean, don't make it, like, don't be mean about it, but, like, you can jokingly, if they're fine with it, you can jokingly mess with your friends. And with the messing with your friends, don't talk crap about your friends to other people, ever. Like, if you typically hang out with a group of 4, but you guys don't always like one of the group, then as soon as he walks away, you guys start talking crap about him, that's horrible. If your friends are talking crap about one of your other friends to you, they're probably talking crap about you to other people, which is something you have to think of. You should never, don't gossip. It's just not good. The only time you should ever say anything about somebody is if it's positive. Or if it's like an important thing that you have to say to like a close friend. Like, don't gossip. It's immature and it puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And like with the, how do I explain this? With the influence, it can be like physical, like what you do, actions, and it can be vocal. It's like, you can say one thing and do another thing that completely changes what you mean. Like, if you say, oh, oh, I'm sorry to somebody, and then you go over and hang out with your friends, and then you start talking crap. What is that? Like, that's BS. You're a loser at that point if you're like that. And you have to always try to be the positive light in the situation, especially if you're a Christian. If you're a believer of Christ, you can't just go and put a negative rap in everybody's mouth about what a Christian is. You can't go and talk a bunch of crap about people. Then people are just going to think that's who you are, and that's how Christians are. The same thing goes with like a partying. If you go to church and they're like, oh yeah, don't party, and then you go out to a party, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can't preach the gospel and live for the world. You can, but it's living with a foot on both sides, and God doesn't like that. And He actually hates that. So you shouldn't be the one going to parties. You shouldn't be the one out till 2 a.m. in the morning drinking and just living in a life of darkness. I wasn't going to break into it in this video, but that goes with Halloween. The amount of Christians I know that go out and party on Halloween is insane. It's disgusting. Halloween is a very dark holiday. It's just dark and disturbing. Yet you're gonna go, say you're a Christian, and go out and party and dress up as a demon or a devil? That's excuse my language, but that's fucked up. You gotta do better. You gotta be better. You gotta be the positive influence. You gotta support people. You gotta talk good about people. This also comes to controlling your emotions. It took me a very long time to be able to control my emotions, and I still have issues with it. But if somebody says something offensive to you, you can't just lash out and get angry. You have to learn how to take a couple deep breaths, deal with it in a positive way, kind of brush it off, maybe talk to that person in private later, but don't react. Respond. Don't react. Responses are when you think about it. You think about what you should say, you think about the possible outcomes of it, and then you say something back. And just overall, try to be nice. Try to be a friend to everybody. That doesn't mean that you need to be friends with everybody. Like, many of my friends will tell you that I talk to a couple people and I don't feel like talking with anybody else. I enjoy me time, and if I hang out with you, I clearly enjoy you because I don't like hanging out with a lot of people. It's not something I do. I used to love that, but it's no longer my lifestyle because I just kind of am tired of everybody and what they think of this or that, and it's just not for me. But anytime I do hang out with a large group, I always try to make it a positive experience for everybody that comes into contact with me. I want to leave everybody happier that they got to see me than they were beforehand. If I walk into a room, I want everybody to just, their happiness go up a little bit because they're like, oh, Tristan's here. He's such a friendly kid. He's so nice. He's going to tell me something positive, or he's going to just smile and make a joke that makes me feel happy. He's going to be like, oh, it's beautiful outside, even if it's not beautiful outside. That doesn't mean to, falsely make positive stuff. Like, be genuine. Like, if something's genuinely crappy, don't be like, oh, that's awesome. Like, no, be genuine about who you are and, be genuine about how you feel. But try to constantly and genuinely be happy. And that will reflect, in which case you get closer friends, more people that will enjoy hanging out with you. You just leave a positive feeling in everybody's, soul after you leave. So my challenge for you guys today is think about who you are, think about what you want to provide, and how you want to influence people. That's only up to you. And remember, try to be that positive influence. Alright guys, I love you all, and if you need help with this, if you want to talk about anything that's been bothering you, 518-231-5561. Shoot me a text. Be sure to get back to you guys. Make sure that you guys are alright. Feel free to reach out and I will try to help you. Alright guys, love you fam. Peace. God bless you.